Hi, it's Off Book Recap speaking. We will be going through a 1995 Western gunslingers action thriller film titled The Quick and the Dead. Please be advised that there will be spoilers ahead in this video. So chill out and enjoy. The movie opens with a protagonist, Ellen, riding on a horse through the prairies of Texas, where she stumbles on a man named Kelly digging a hole in the dirt looking for treasures, but he's not sure how many paces from the wagon he has to dig. She knocks him unconscious before she steals his hat, and she leaves him chained to the wagon and races away to enter Lawless Redemption, a dingy town controlled by gangsters where a massive graveyard welcomes the newcomers, and corpses of people are strung and hanged on the trees on orders of the gunslinger town mayor, whom she intends to exact her retribution on for the killing of her father 2 decades ago. Being killed by a gunslinger is just something that happens in this bizarre town. The casket maker warns her upon her arrival that she might not survive the night if she isn't careful. But the protagonist ignores him and continues riding her horse confidently through this dusty town. When Ellen walks into the salon and asks for a room with a bath, she's immediately misidentified as a prostitute by the barkeeper, who later regrets his statements and instructs his daughter to make arrangements for the lady to get a room and a bath. That instant a cowboy named Ace Hanlon, a poker master, and a gunslinger enter the salon and order champagne. He asks Ellen to play poker with him. She feels uninterested, turns down the offer, and walks outside to shine her boots instead. A blind shoeshine boy informs Ellen something about John Herod, the town mayor, who owns the most beautiful house and gets 50 cents for every dollar in this town. The boy sells dynamite powder, red Indian ink, and everything she might need. This boy definitely knows everyone and how business works in this town. Ellen spots a man in prison uniform riding a horse, hastily approaching, and his face is covered in scars. As soon as he barges into the salon, he beats up the man who had him arrested and throws him outside before shooting him up. He then cuts himself with a knife to mark the occasion. Ellen is led to the room where she meets Sergeant Cantrell, who is conducting his Candelabra's business deals. The barkeeper's daughter informs Ellen about the large single elimination gunfighting tournament organized by the town mayor. She asks her if she could enlist in the contest. This presents only an opportunity to exact her retribution to John Herod, the man who stringed and hanged the Marshal Ellen's father. A young Ellen was given a chance to save her father from hanging by shooting the rope. She got 3 rounds. However, she ended up just shooting the first bullet right in his head. Herod rides off, laughing louder. Today is the Day of the Dead Carnival and, at the same time, the announcement of the quick draw competition. The tournament is open to anyone, and the prize is big enough, up to $123,000. Each man who enters the contest will fight once a day. Folks are coming far away, like the Swedish champion Gutzon on the list to go up. Ace Hanlon, the scourge of Sagebrush, the poker master, and the terror of Tucson can use both hands to draw and shoot, and every hand is as good as the other. Eugene can shoot from afar and hit the target precisely. Initially, he refused, but after being provoked enough, he ordered to get his name enlisted. Sergeant Cantrell is the adventurer who keeps moving town after town, looking for the challenge of a gunfight. The red Indian spotted horse is a sharp shooter with special abilities. No bullet can penetrate his body, and he keeps on bragging about it as well as vowing to put all white men in this town in wooden boxes. Scars, a long-distance sharpshooter and a clinical psycho, have gunned down 17 men. Fee, nicknamed the Kid, is the mayor's son and a typical thief quick drawer who has committed 75 bank and train robberies with no convictions. Virgil Sparks, the pride of Texas, also gets enlisted courtesy of town mayor John Herod. The moment he noticed that the Kid had signed up for the competition, he decided to enter it because he hates his son so bad. However, Herod's henchmen drag and throw the chained man named Cord onto the floor. Apparently he's a gun-recovering addict who was one of Mayor Herod's fastest gunslingers but renounced violence following his last mission, which almost cost his life, and now he's a changed man. You can call him a preacher. Herod wants him to sign up for the competition, which he refuses. Then he commands his men to string him up on the chair. Ellen stands up and requests to sign up for the competition in Cord's position, which the announcer disputes, and Herod goes on to shoot the chair. Ellen shoots several rounds at the rope and saves Cord from being strangled. Outrageously, Herod orders the lady and Court to be added to the contestant list. But the preacher had to spend the rest of his days chained like a pet, as well as send his henchmen to beat him up and insult him before everyone. Moments later, Courts thanks the lady for saving him last night in the salon. He'd like to kill Herod and his men for burning down his synagogue, but he won't because he's a changed man. Some people like Herod deserve to die, Ellen states before entering the salon to have a drink. This presents an opportunity for her to shoot Herod since he's busy balancing the books with the barkeeper. However, Kelly, the man she met earlier, abstracts her when he asks for a quick gunfight challenge, making a scene in the salon that prompts Herod to question her staying in his town if she can't accept the man's challenge. He advises her that if she has a problem with the rules, she better get out of his town. Ellen accepts the challenge, but they have to fight at 7 o'clock tonight after a quick draw between the kid and Swedish champion Gutzon. Gutzon owns an old revolver that is preparing for action, greasing it before sliding bullets in the back of his revolver. Experience versus natural talent, the young blood and fans' favorite, the kid. They must follow the rules in the presence of the town mayor, and no fighter should draw his weapon until the first chime of the hour, as the announcer reminds them. Whoever is standing after the draw is the winner. But if both men are still standing, you must continue firing. Any cheaters will be gunned down in the contest by the armed guards. Once the clock clicks, the kid hastily shoots the Swedish champion's kneecaps first before he falls down to surrender, making the kid the winner. But his father plays him down by stating that if the Swede had been any slower, birds would have nested in his hat. When Court tries to hesitate to fight, he's beaten up by Herod's henchmen and dragged the kid's store with a weapon. Herod keeps on denying that kid is not his son. He keeps repeating the same narrative that the boy has a farmer's hand rather than a fighter's like him. Kid shows them his collection and has a lot of good options for Herod to buy for his fighter. But rather, get him the second-hand rusty revolver for some bucks. He orders the kid to provide him only one bullet for the contest because he fears the preacher might be tempted to shoot his way out and escape. In the fight between the preacher and Virgil, the pride of Texas underestimates him because of his rusty gun. Court renounced violence recently, but he has to fight to save his skin tonight. So he starts to pray to God to forgive him for the sin he was about to commit. When the chime clocks clicked, no second Virgil had already been gunned to the ground, which qualifies the preacher for the next round. But this doesn't stop the mayor from chaining him up to the pole before Ellen comes to congratulate him on his win. Herod cuts their conversation short and discloses the preacher's dark history to Ellen, as he used to ride with him, and he's filthy and his hands are stained in blood. Ellen becomes angry with him as she hates Herod and his crew, who went to their home and killed her parents. The lady moves out of her room before finding Eugene flirting with the barkeeper's daughter. She advises her to stay away from the dirty old man. This outrages Eugene and stimulates his appetite for killing her in the competition. Hanlon practices his target on poker cards before engaging the mayor. Herod draws and guns him faster when the chime of the clock clicks, before filling his lungs with hot air. Everyone applauds him forcefully while he celebrates his bizarre win by firing several rounds in the air. It's Ellen's round, and it's the last fight of the day with Kelly. Court gives her some advice: click the revolver's safety before the strike. She should listen to the clock.
You dead meat. You scared?
When the street has been cleared and the clock counts down, the lady hastily draws and shoots Kelly down when the clock clicks to qualify for the semifinal. Ellen finds a note inviting her to dinner from John Herod. She wants to use this opportunity to kill him down, which is why she kept her shot revolver aside. Herod reveals to her that he doesn't organize the contest for fun. It's the only way he can face his enemies face to face so that they can't sneak in to shoot him in the back. Herod goes on to tell her the only reason he's alone with no woman is that one day he was married to a beautiful woman, the mother of the kid. But she was unfaithful, so he had to kill her with his own hands. His father regularly made them watch people being hanged because he was a judge. In the middle of the conversation, the lady tries to untie her short gun and waits for the right time to shoot, only to find out there are no bullets in it. She then tries to run away, but Herod blocks her and shows her the bullets because the guards took them away when she was entering. At one point, Herod orders the kid to step down because he has already made his point known. But the boy insists that he will only step down on the condition that he steps down first. Herod warns him never to cross his way because he will send him to his late mother. Herod the following day in the afternoon has to fight with Sergeant Clay Cantrell, the shootist. However, the rules have changed. The winner is the contestant left alive.
We fight to the death.
And it was an opportunity for Cantrell because he was planning to kill Herod anyway. All eyes are on the clock. The mayor draws and kills Sergeant when the clock clicks, which makes him the first contestant to reach the next level. Now the kid has to battle with scars at 7 o'clock. The kid is too faster than the ex-convict. The doctor pronounces him dead as he starts to brag about his shooting skills and crowns himself the new mayor of Redemption Town. The rainstorm cancels that day's fights, and when Ellen enters the salon, he hears Eugene upstairs assaulting the barkeeper's daughter. After this lawless act, he informs her father how his daughter will be a good prostitute in the near future. Ellen grabs and beats him up to assail and undermine the ladies of the community, which ended with a street gun blazing despite the heavy rainstorm as the Herod stands on his balcony under the umbrella, encouraging her to finish him off because the contest isn't over until one is dead. Ellen refrains from killing him and goes back to the saloon to have a drink, but Eugene has followed her. She pulls the rope and shoots him multiple times. This qualifies her for the next round. Court has to battle the Indian spotted horse if he is to progress to the next round. Court shoots the Indian man down when the clock clicks, but as he knows no bullet can kill him, he staggers to shoot back, but, thanks to the blind boy, he uses his instincts to find the specific bullet for the preacher, guns him down, and qualifies for the next round. Ellen goes straight to Herod's house to challenge him to a quick draw competition because she's not interested in fighting anybody else except him. The mayor turns her down, but as the competition stands, Herod has to challenge his own son and lady to battle the preacher. Ellen discloses to Court that she came all along to this town to kill Herod, and she doesn't intend to fight anybody else, but Court advises her to stand down so that he qualifies for the final in order to kill him. Herod interrupts their conversation and warns both of them that anybody who stands down on this contest or tries to walk out of this town will be gunned down by his men. Only one man will make it to the final. Herod has to challenge the kid. Ellen advises the kid to walk out of the contest because Herod is very prolific. However, the kid wants nothing, he just wants to earn his respect, and this is the only way he'll earn it. Additionally, Harold is not the kind of father figure for him. If he wants to kill him, then so be it. The boy gives speech before the challenge. The gunfight is in the head, not the hands. Secondly, his father is a little bit slower than he used to be in the past few years. The kid fires, but he misses the target. Regrettably, the kid got fatally wounded in the crossfire. He sobs in Ellen's and his girlfriend's hands, saying that he doesn't want to die before he takes his last breath. Herod was just injured by the bullet. He then proves to himself that this kid wasn't his son because he had slow farmer's hands. Ellen gets emotional when she looks at the kid's photo, then she asks the shoe-shine blind boy about the red Indian ink and the dynamite powder. Ellen and the preacher's gunfight challenge, however, neither of them seems willing to draw the gun against each other. Herod warns both of them that his men will gun them down by the time he counts down from 10. Court draws his gun and fires her down. Emotionally, the doctor announced that she was dead and discouraged anybody from touching her. He would bury her by himself. It means the final is between two cowboys, Court, the preacher, and his former boss, John Herod the mayor. They actually get to face off, and when the clock is about to strike, the dynamite blows up. And all half of the buildings on the streets are burned down. The lady emerges from the frames, revealing that she had faked her death using red Indian ink. Court guns down Herod's henchmen on the buildings, and the lady gets her long-awaited revenge on Herod. She reveals to him her identity and reminds him of his actions. When they strung and hanged her father, the marshal, she was given the option to save him from hanging by shooting the rope. She got 3 shots, and she ended up just shooting the first bullet right in his head. And Herod rides off, laughing louder. Outrageously, Ellen shoots Herod and dies face down in the pile of money. Ellen retrieved her late father's badge and tossed it to the preacher to bring law and order back to this town. She mounts her horse and rides off to the sunset in search of new ventures. This brings the movie to an end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more of my videos. Have a good day.